Is there a film series that has not only recovered but flourished as well as the Predator film series? Because Predator Badlands completes what has quietly become a trilogy of separate but connected projects that have cemented this franchise as truly back. And then I guess the question is, even more importantly, what can other flailing franchises learn from Dan Trachtenberg's work? I'll say this from the jump about the movie, right? There is one major issue with the film that doesn't personally ruin it for me, but it will ruin it for some fans. We'll get to that later first, but let's focus on the good. Predator Badlands ultimately picks up the baton that both Prey and Predator Killer or Killers handed off with one simple but radical choice. Take things away from them. Every big franchise lately seems to mistake bigger for better. They go loud, epic, powerful, and they kind of lose a lot of focus. These new Predator movies all succeed because they keep stripping things back. They make the Predator's life, or the protagonist's life in other movies, harder and harder, and in doing so, they make the filmmaker's creativity sharper too. Charles Bukowski once talked of creativity by arguing that air and light and time and space have nothing to do with it, and they don't create anything except maybe a longer life to find new excuses for. Creativity ultimately flourishes through limitation, and that's what this series is getting so right. It constantly puts the protagonist on the back foot, forcing them to adapt and to strategize and to survive, and as a result, the filmmakers have to do the same thing. This time, the Predator is a runt. He's not a behemoth. He loses his invisibility, or he never had it. His blades break, his weapons are stolen, his partner never has any legs, and he has to carry them throughout the movie. It's stripped down, and so therefore it's more precise, and all the more exhilarating for it. Everything becomes earned. I actually don't know where this series goes next, but as long as it stays in Dan Trachtenberg's hands, it's in really good shape. Now, the critique, and this is going to be very specific, and this is where I do feel some fans will bail, it does feel Disneyfied. I think that's fair to say. There are times when it feels like they've done a sort of character swap between Mandalorian and the Grogu and then grown them both up. There's barely any blood, and that's a tough thing to overlook in a Predator film. Partly because all the human antagonists, are synths. And so where there would be blood, there are sparks, and wiring gets broken apart. It ultimately just means that the action and the fighting and the movie itself lacks real bites, especially in comparison to Prey, and especially in comparison to Predator Killer of Killers. This is partly because it's in the cinema and they want it to be a 12A, I guess, but I do think if you can move past that choice, Badlands remains a genuinely thrilling piece of work within a franchise now that is experimental and playful and creative and kind of a joy to watch. It's all a reminder that constraint still breeds the best of creativity. This movie is now another clean piece of a continually evolving and enticing puzzle, and it's a perfect case study in how to bring a franchise back from the brink.